Good evening, friends. This is Shubhashish on the platform of Infinitee Sports. Today evening, we have come live with a very new and wonderful friend. Uh, he is his name is Shibashish Banerjee, and before I go to his introduction, before I give you his introduction, uh, let me tell you that this special chat session over Facebook Live will be really illuminating, as I love to take you to a destination where cricket is being born and everybody aspires to play cricket on that particular soil. Yes, I'm talking about the English soil, which is called the Mecca of cricket. And I would take you to that particular region where you will find uh, the real smell of cricket through the mouth of this gentleman, Mr. Shibashish Banerjee. Welcome on the show, Shibashish.
Thank you so much.
Shibashish is a cricketer uh, who's not only he is a cricketer, but he dreams cricket and he feels cricket even when he uh, you know goes for a sleep. So he dreams cricket, he feels cricket, and he eats cricket as well. So Shibashish has played cricket over in English soil, in Surrey Cricket Club under Kingstonian Cricket Club. He has played Surrey Cricket Championship. I'll gradually come to Shibashish about. Uh, Let me tell you one thing is very interesting. Shibashish and myself are very close in terms of naming. I am Shubhashish and he is Shibashish, so don't confuse, guys. So it's a very delicate dissimilarity between us. And I also love cricket, so I love sports as well. So Shibashish, first of all, as I would start off with my first query to you, like, how do you uh, want how do you want to place yourself as a cricketer, as a professional cricketer when you started cricket?
Well, before starting, I would like to thank Infinite Sports and Shumon for bringing me here, and thanks to you for having me in the chat show. Um,
Thank you so
uh,
much. Yeah.
yes, so my journey as a cricketer started when I was in school. So I used to play a lot during my school days, but and in fact, I left the school as the captain of my house. I was the school. I was the captain of. I was in the blue house, and I was the captain of my house in school. So sports has been something which has been very close to my heart since I was a child, and be it cricket, be it football, be it basketball, table tennis, each and every sport I was a part in school. But unfortunately, when I was in class six, I had a major physical illness, which kept me out of the field for nearly about 6 to 7 years. But then again, when I completed my class 12s, that's ISC, and I joined college, I started my cricket again, and since then I have been playing cricket throughout. And after the university levels in Calcutta, I had played for my college at the university level cricket. And then I shifted to England, where I went for my masters. I went to King's College for my masters in the year 2016, and from there, actually, I would say my second chapter in cricket actually began, because when I made myself available to the cricketing field, after so many years and having a different experience altogether in the cricketing field in English soil. It was a whole new experience altogether. When you start
Absolutely, yeah.
comparing with Indian cricket and English cricket, you find so many differences that come out, and actually why English cricket has developed in the past few years. It is quite evident that there are few differences, but the major factor being the interest and the lesser amount of politics or involvement of politicians and other members of the society in cricket actually has helped England English cricket to grow and develop. And also about the infrastructure that we will discuss later on in the show, I hope. That is how actually my cricket started. And after that, when I came back, I have continued my cricketing journey, and I am a lawyer as well. That is my actual profession. That I am a lawyer, and I think, very few of us know that there is a professional cricket team of the decades, which represents which we play in the courts, like which we have in the in West Bengal in the state, and the good players are selected, and we represent Calcutta High Court in the All India League, which happens in every year, and we represent West Bengal as a West Bengal Advocates cricket team, All India. So this is the sphere where I have continued my cricket after my playing days in England. And now also I'm playing in the corporate leagues that happen in Calcutta. I had played for a few district first division teams as well, but I feel at this age it is very difficult, to compete in that level. And especially I feel that if me at the age of 27, 28 go into a team, then I will be obstructing, a youngster's place. So I feel it's easier for
True.
me to at least keep playing in the corporate teams. There is a lot of opportunity there, and I am still involved with a few first division teams where I help them, to in various ways. I mentor them, I guide them. I think that is the role that I can play in that team, and I play professionally in the corporate league now.
Yeah, great. Shivashi, just tell me. I have a huge curiosity to the fact that didn't you have a great wish to become a cricketer, an international cricketer representing your country? Had it there in your mind ever?
Yes, in fact, it was one of my dreams when I first started playing cricket at the age of like 8 or 10 years. I was when I started playing cricket, and even I was selected in the Sai trials. I had given the trials in Sai, and I was selected. And I had really, hoped that someday I would at least play, at least if not for the Indian team, at least to the Ranji levels, and at least for the state. I would love to play. But then, there are some things which are meant to happen. So but things happened. I fell ill, and I couldn't continue my cricket in those days, which actually you need to practice, and you need to groom yourself to actually become a professional cricketer. So it was that time when I had fallen ill, and I couldn't carry on my cricket, and that 4 5 years had pushed me back a lot. And every cricketer, it's not only me, I think every cricketer who starts to play cricket at a certain age always dreams of having that blue jersey in his body. So that blue uniform is something which everyone looks up to, and especially now when there are so much of opportunities for playing cricket, I think if you practice and train well from a very young age, I think it is possible, keeping aside all the politics and all the groupism and all everything aside, I think it is possible. If you train hard, if you work hard, it is possible to achieve that.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, to be very honest, Shibashish. But then that's how the world runs, and
Exactly.
it's not in your hand. Lot
Exactly.
depends on lot many factors. So That's how it goes like. So, and we as a human being, we have to accept that. I mean, and you have to move on. So that's it. I mean, um, but then going into the next phase, like you got a great opportunity by virtue of studying over there in the English soil. You could enjoy yourself being a part of the Kingstonian Cricket Club, and which plays the Surrey Cricket Championship, and we all know about Surrey, county cricket team, which is excellent team. World famous cricketers have played in Surrey cricket, and what a beautiful countryside Surrey is. You must be knowing. You must have visited. Tell us something about
Exactly.
your Surrey experience, because English, I
Exactly.
know English
So
countrysides are very beautiful. Yeah,
yes.
tell us
So
something
I'll
about
I'll
your Surrey experience.
I'll start from the beginning. It was like I had no, clue. I always dreamt of playing cricket in the English soil, but I had no clue when I was first, traveling to London for my studies. The only thing that was in my mind was, to go in and get myself the degree, my master's degree. But always in at the back of my mind, I had this wish that somehow or the other I have to play cricket there. So but I never had any clue as to where to go, whom to talk to, and how to do it. So the first thing that I did was, when I went to the college, there was this there was this fair in my college, which was for the fresher students, where all the clubs and societies of the college had come down, and they were taking down names from the interested students. So the first thing where I went was the KCLCC, that is the King's College London Cricket Club. They had this tent also in the auditorium, and I went there. uh, they had accepted me. They took my details and everything, and after a week I went for the trials in my college ground. And after that I got selected, and I started playing for my college. Then after a month or so, I came to know that in my college ground, the college ground was shared by this my former club, that is Kingstonian Cricket Club. And after seeing me play for my college, some of the members of the Kingstonian Cricket Club approached me, and I went there. I went there for the trials, and there I got selected, and then I started playing for the Kingstonian Cricket Club, which is actually one of the leading clubs under the Surrey Championship. And this format over there is very healthy and very good. That every county that we have, like we have districts over here, they have counties there. And unlike here, every county in England, they have their own championship, which actually helps more cricketers to come up. And
A
this
lot of exposure.
championship, yes, lot of exposure. And this cricket Surrey Championship, we had this league where about 20 teams have played. And they had tiers, the division 1, division 2, division 3, division 4. And actually, it is so good and so nice that here the youngsters only play school level cricket. But over there, to give the youngsters a feel of how leagues are played and how championships take place, the division 4 and 5 are for the school students over there. So the school students actually make teams, and they have proper infrastructure, where like the seniors, they are also having teams, and they actually play leagues and championships, where they are given best player awards, best bowler awards, and the team which wins actually are made champions. So they get that feel of how professional cricket is from that very young age, which actually helps them to cope up with the pressure and everything when they grow up. And the biggest factor is, the biggest advantage for them is, the students and the players who are playing are all from the same county. So it is not a problem for them to travel. So they can play, they stay in that county, and they travel within the county, and all the grounds are located within the county, and they have home and away system. So each club would have
True.
their own ground, and each club would actually play a home and away match in the league, like it is played everywhere. So this is how the system in that level, it is extraordinary to actually experience that in person. Was a great advantage and experience for me, because the thing which we see in the IPL and Ranji over here is actually followed in that level, in that basic level in England, and that is the reason
Correct.
behind the development of the English cricket.
Yes. Shivashish, tell us you are there in England for 2 years, right? Or more than two
Yes,
years?
two
Okay,
years.
2 years. In during your stay over there, you must have visited the lovely English countryside, different English countryside here and there. Like you must have
Yes,
visited
yes,
Surrey, and they are, there are a lot of countrysides in Europe in different countries. But I'm sure English countrysides are the most beautiful among all.
yes,
Uh, so,
yes,
if you can share some of your, countryside visiting experiences over there,
yes.
how
So,
beautiful there.
yes, exactly. So, since my college was situated in the heart of the city, London, so I was living there only in London only. But in the during the weekends, I usually go, to I had matches to play. So I would usually travel the weekends. I would travel to the countryside. I had some friends who would drive me in the cars, or we would go. Since the biggest advantage for England and the English countryside is that it is so well connected that you don't need you do not need to worry about transport. So
Yeah,
even if you
you
are
can move of
yeah,
your own.
I can, yes, I can move of my own, and the system is so well
You just
connected. The bus system is
yeah,
so
you
nice.
just open your Google Maps and you are of
Exactly,
your
exactly,
own. Yeah,
exactly.
that's yeah.
And the card that we have over there, the travel card, it is operational in all, in trains, in tubes, in buses, everything. You just tap the card, you just load money in the card and tap it wherever, in whichever transport you get into, just tap in and the money gets deducted and you can travel freely. And that is why the countrysides are so easily accessible, that you a 1 hour 2 hour drive or a travel can take you to the Brighton, or Surrey, or Wimbledon, or Wembley, or Southall. I'll tell you one story about Southall. Everyone knows about
Sheffield
Southall.
as well.
Southall is, yes, Sheffield is there. Everyone knows
Sheffield.
about Southall. Southall is the area which is dominated by Asians, right? So what we used to do is, like, we used to have a day in 1 or 2 days in the month. Me and my friends would actually travel to Southall with our travel bag, and we would collect all the groceries from there, because the every
Oh,
the
and they're so fresh,
all, yeah, they're
Yeah,
fresh, and everything that you find in India or Pakistan or
yeah,
Bangladesh,
correct.
all the spices
Oh,
and all the rice and
yeah,
everything, and all the desi
right.
products are all available in Southall. So we used to travel to Southall. It was just an hour of a train journey. So we used to travel to Southall and used to buy all the groceries together. And there is a Gurudwara there, just as you come down from the train in Southall. Just adjacent to the station, there is a Gurudwara where we used to have our meal in the langar. And it is, it's lush green, greenery
That's
all
great.
around, small cottages. It is lovely. It is lovely. And one of my friends who used to also be, like, we were school friends, he also traveled with me to London for studies, but his university was in Wales. He used to study in Aberystwyth University in Wales. So
Yeah,
once, when I was there, I traveled to Aberystwyth, which is in Wales, and the university is situated in the seaside. The town itself is surrounded by the university. It was so beautiful that a university, when you sit in the class, inside the classroom, you could actually see the seaside, the seashore, and the sea just from your window. So this is how actually the system is over there. It's so beautiful that you can actually forget everything and just study and enjoy yourself there.
absolutely. And I can remember my visit over there last year. It is so very open. People are very friendly. They are ready to help you
Exactly.
out. The roads are clean, lush green field, the huge parks, empty areas, a lot of empty spaces, green, and the parks are all kind of a valley. It's going up and down.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
kind of a golf course. So you can
Exactly.
just it's kind of a golf course. I mean, all the parks are kind of a golf course. It's just going up and
Right,
down. It's just kind of a
right.
valley. It's a huge valley. So, which you can normally find in a golf course.
Yes,
So, so you can
in
just,
fact, not only the countryside. In fact, I had read about this in Google that London itself has so much of greenery that it
yeah,
can be called as a forest. It has so
yeah,
much of greenery.
absolutely. Yeah,
And in
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
center of London, we have the Hyde Park, which is, the heart of London. It is called the Hyde
Hmm.
Park. It is so
I know.
beautiful. It is, I think it will, if you compare it with our, Maidan, I think two, three
Hmm.
Maidans will, come inside Hyde Park.
Yeah,
And a Hyde Park
absolutely.
is so
Anytime.
big and it is so beautiful that, as you said, that it is just like, a valley, up and down, up and down. You have a lake inside it where you have swans for, roaming around the lake. You have tortoise. You have other various variety of
True.
birds coming in, and people
Correct.
actually, walk all around. You could see stars, movie stars, cricketers, everyone there. And the
Absolutely.
biggest
And
advantage
nobody
over
is
there is
bothered
no
about
one is bothered.
anybody.
Yeah, no one is bothered. No one is
Nobody
bothered.
is disturbing. Nobody is just
Exactly.
disturbing anybody, and they're just doing of their own. I mean, and and
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
and there is no fixed time. Suppose for if you talk about India or talk
Yes.
about Calcutta, we normally visit different parks or open spaces during the morning time or
Yes.
the evening time. But I've seen
Yes.
people at 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. just roaming around in the park, or maybe
Yes. In fact,
some
for us
kids are
also,
cycling.
like, yes, for us also, we students, when we used to, get bored sitting in the rooms and all, we used to go in the park, sit and study over there. Our group studies would actually happen in the park. We would go sit in the
Correct.
park, do picnic, we'd do study together. We'll have some food, sit and drink, and we'll party, and we'll, do our studies. That is how the open-minded the people over there are. If you do something over here, you will see, you will get a lot of comments. You will get maybe something from restrictions from the police and everything. But over there, it's so free and frank, and everyone is so happy and bothered about themselves that they don't actually bother about what others are doing. Everyone can enjoy
Absolutely. Yeah.
accordingly.
Yeah. So now, just tell me, like going back to the sports once again,
Yes.
Shivashish, when you landed over there and you joined your Kingstonian cricket club, you started playing over there. Uh, I'm sure that you must have faced a lot of difficulty in meeting the balls on the pitch
A
because
lot, a lot.
there is there is a tough English weather which the wind
Exactly.
goes across the ground, and it's very and it does havoc for the swing bowlers. They get a tremendous amount of advantage swinging the ball in different
Yes.
ways, both the ways, outswing and in swing. And so you get a terrible time over there, no? So you just share the experience.
Yes, so this was so before even starting for playing for the Kingstonian Cricket Club, when I started facing the bowlers in the nets, the first 2 or 3 bowling sessions in the net, actually, our college had a tie-up with Lord's Cricket Ground, and
Oh, okay, that's
we
splendid.
and yes, and so we had our college started from September, and the cricketing season in London in England is from February, March till June, July. That is the season that we have in London for playing cricket for the school and the championship levels. So when we started our when I went there, it was actually off season, so we had training sessions over there first. So when I first started, when I first faced a bowler in the nets, that was the indoor nets at the Lord's Cricket Ground. The
Mhm.
ball was I was meeting the ball in my chest. That was the height in which the ball came the first time. And I
Yeah,
usually, I we usually here we usually play the ball front foot going down, literally going down to the ground. You have to play the
you
ball.
have to be up. You
Yes,
have to be
and over there
yeah
you have to be here. Yeah. So, the first few deliveries which I faced, it was like I thought that I would never be able to play cricket over here. So that was
correct.
the first impression that I had in my mind. But then, my coach in my college and my seniors, they helped me a lot. They gave me time in the bowling machine in the Lord's Cricket Ground, And then when the net session started in the ground, in the actual pitch, then what they did is they first, they didn't start bowling right away. They first helped me knocked in. Right. So
Yeah.
they said that you first knock in, first get a feel of the pitch, then you start practicing. So we have seen people over here just go down and go straight to the practice. The one thing that
True.
my trainer also told me, that before you play cricket here, you first need to get acclimatized to the weather, because the weather over
Correct.
here
That's
is
very
totally
important.
different from the other countries. So
From the
you will not
subcontinent
be able.
mostly. Yeah.
Yes, from the subcontinent mostly. And in the cold weather over there, you won't be able to run much. You will get yeah, your breath will start coming down. You will not be able to breathe properly if you run very fast. So you need to acclimatize yourself first before you start playing. So we
Mhm.
had in the off season, we had more of training sessions in the ground, physical training sessions, than batting and bowling. So that is what is more looked after in the off season for the newcomers, the new cricketers, so that they get acclimatized before they actually go on to play in the field. And then when the season started, when the first few matches, since I was playing now, I was a little bit accustomed to the bouncy tracks, the pitches. I was able to manage, but then also, playing in the nets and playing in the ground is a totally different thing. So you need to judge altogether everything. So I had a few bad patches, bad scores during the beginning of the season, but then gradually, when I got to understand how the pitch works, how the system works, over there, what you basically need to do is you need to wait for the ball rather than going to the ball. Over here, we need
Right.
to go and reach
Right.
to the ball. We need to go and reach it,
True.
reach it. But over there, you need to wait. You need to wait for the ball to come, because you can trust the bounce over there. The pitches over there are so good.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Barring one or two odd pitches, you can trust the bounce. You know that the ball will come at a certain height. So if you can
True.
adjust your length, and you can just move up and down the pitch a little bit, like from the popping crease, if you just move 2 feet, or the other, if you move up and down, you can actually disturb the bowler and vary the length of the bowler. That will actually help you. And
True.
the
True.
biggest problem that I faced was, over there, if there is a little drizzling, then also they continue the
Yeah.
cricket. They don't stop it.
Correct.
So that is the time when I face the main problem. That dry, playing in the dry condition and playing in wet conditions, the
Yeah.
experience that I got,
A
that was
ball starts
tremendous.
skidding. The ball
Yes,
starts
the
skidding
ball
as
will
well. Yeah.
start spitting,
That's
and
that becomes
the pace
fiery
would,
actually.
yes, and
Yeah.
the pace would become dangerously fast.
Even
And
even the
even
even the
even for
mediocre
the,
bowler gets
yes,
becomes a
even the
giant.
spinners, even the
Yeah.
spinners, and people over there are usually tall. So the British
Yeah.
bowlers, they are so tall. Even the spin bowling would seem like medium fast bowling. So that is,
Their grip is big. Their grip
yes, big grip,
yeah,
and
grip
from
is
a
big,
high,
and
yes,
yeah,
from
yeah
the high,
they throw the ball from here, so it
yes,
becomes
exactly,
difficult. It comes like a
difficult,
fast bowler. Even the spinners
exactly,
operate. It
yes.
you yeah, you get it as a fast bowler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and even not only batsmen, like everyone. Like when I was fielding also, the ball gets wet. You cannot see the ball properly. It's hazy around.
yeah,
It's cloudy. It's hazy. You cannot locate the ball properly. The ball will get
true.
wet. You cannot bowl. You cannot catch. Even in the ground, you will slip, because even the
Yeah, yeah,
normal
absolutely
studs won't work over there. The
right.
normal cricketing studs, with the cricketing studs also, the grounds are so lush green that you tend to slip. So that
Yeah,
is
correct.
one difficulty that I had a lot when when the for the first few matches which was played in the drizzling weather. That was the problem which I had. Other than that, I don't think I had much problem, because the other things I could adjust. With proper practice, you can achieve everything. So if you
Correct.
can give time in the nets, and you can understand the pace of and the bounce of the pitch, it is easy to play in England, if provided you practice well. So that is the main thing that is important for every cricketer who wants to play there. That if you are going there, first you need to practice a lot in the nets, and secondly you need to wait for the ball to come to you rather than going towards the ball. If you wait for the ball and play it according to your merit, As I said, the bounce is trustworthy. You can trust the bounce of the pitch, and you can play your shots. And that is why over here I have a lot of problem playing proper cricketing shots, because there I used to play proper shots and just a flick or a drive would take the ball to the boundary. But here you
Boundary.
actually have to use the strength and proper power to hit the ball and put it past the boundary. So that is one problem that I really
Power of the
face.
shoulder as well as
Yes,
power of the bat.
yes, exactly. And mostly
Yeah.
people over there used to tell me that the main power that is generated is from your core. So if you have a strong core, then I think anyone can
True.
have a
Very
good
true.
cricketing life. You should always develop your core power to the maximum.
Correct. Shivashish, now I'm really eager to know one very big thing. Uh, I mean, big achievement in your cricketing career. There is every single cricketer who loves to bat or bowl or field, whatever. I mean, his dream is to play in a stadium like Lords or Oval or something like that,
Yes.
or maybe Eden Gardens or maybe Wankhede in Mumbai. Uh, and I know that you have already played T10 championships over there under Sare Cricket Championship in Oval. So tell us some experience about your being there in that historic stadium in Oval and played cricket in that particular stadium. What was that?
Uh, this opportunity came to me suddenly, because this was not. I just want to correct you that this was not a tournament under the Sare Championship. This was a
Oh, okay,
a private
okay,
tournament. A corporate
okay,
tournament. So since
okay,
I was playing in Kingstonian, so there were a few friends of mine who had seen me play and who knew me how good I play. So that's when they wanted me to play in their team in that corporate league. So during
okay,
that time when this opportunity came, I was in India. I was in Kolkata. I had come back after finishing my course. So, but then when I heard that I had been selected, I couldn't wait, and I just had to go back. So once everything got finalized, I flew back to London, and this T10 tournament I think was in September, and the weather was beautiful, bright sunny day, and I was
yeah.
like the
September
last
was
night.
always beautiful.
Yes, yes, and the night before I couldn't sleep. That excitement, I always saw in what I saw in the television of my idols playing in that ground, and I just couldn't imagine myself actually playing in that field where so many world class cricketers. I guess every world class cricketer has played in that field. So the night before I couldn't sleep, and the next morning our reporting time was around 9 o'clock, and I was there at the ground at 8, an hour before. And before when I got out from the tube station, the Oval Cricket Ground tube station, with my kit and all, I saw a few friends of mine standing, and with them I went inside the ground. And that that few steps that I took before entering the ground, my heart was pumping so high that I couldn't explain that.
I
Walking
understand.
through those
I
steps,
can
through that
imagine.
tunnel, coming down those steps, sharing that dressing room, and in Oval, the dressing rooms, if you have seen, they have chairs lined outside where the cricketers sit.
Okay.
And when you go
Okay.
inside, they have boards, the white boards, which we use for teaching. And in that board, the whole wall, the full wall of the dressing room is that board, made of that board. And all the important cricketers that have played there have left their signatures over there.
Oh,
So starting from
what a
Sachin, Brian
experience.
Lara, to Curtly Ambrose, to name the player, and you find the signatures over there. So everyone's autograph, in fact, Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid, Imran Khan, everyone, Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath, everyone, every Ricky Ponting, each and everyone had the signatures in the walls, and the whole dressing room was filled up with the signatures of the players. So when I entered that room, it was like heaven for me. Seeing the signatures, touching those, sitting in the chairs where they sit. It was like a lifetime experience. And after that, I when I was going onto the field, when we actually started our game, and before we could enter the field, I stood before the the boundary rope, behind the boundary rope, and stood there and watched the ground, felt the aura for a good 5-10 minutes before going into the field. This was actually, I was like, it was like a dream come true for me. Like, I was like, I asked my friend, bro, can you just ping me, because I don't know, can you just pinch me, because I don't think this is real. I think I'm in a dream or something. So this is how actually it
True.
happened. Like, I was like standing in front in the oval cricket ground, and there was a good 100 200 people who were in the audience. They were cheering, and I could imagine if the 200 people could make such a noise, what would the whole stadium filled up with the people would make? That would be tremendous. And not only that, like, oval was it was such a good ground. In fact, there was this oval cricketers members lobby, which is made of wood. If you see the oval cricket ground, there is straight up towards the behind the side screen, there is this wooden structure, which is actually the members lobby. And the members lobby is fully made of wood, and it has a big dining table in the middle where the cricketers actually go and dine. And you could see the whole stadium from the dining room. And that is a beautiful place to sit and watch cricket. After we had the match, and after that, when we actually got onto the field, the ground was like, it was like an oval shaped, and the pitch was tremendously green. It was bouncy, and the ball was coming onto the bat so nicely. We played with the Kookaburra ball, so the since the ball quality
Mhm.
was so nice, so you could actually get true amount, advantage and value for your shots. If you just stroke
Right.
the ball, it would like fly to the boundary. So that is all. That is why the English cricketers are known for their timing. And if you can
Correct.
play the shots at a correct time, and that is how what I when I came to know that
You
how
get
it
the
actually
maximum
works.
results. Yeah.
Yes, so when you actually play in that kind of soil with proper ball and bat, that's where you actually get to know what proper cricketing shots mean. You just drive the ball or flick the ball with the correct timing, and the ball will fly off to the boundary. So that was an unreal experience for me. And not only that, like, for every cricketer, it is also a dream to play at the Eden Gardens. And by virtue of my being in the Advocates cricket team, thanks to my seniors, that I had played, like, for the consecutive 2 years now, I have been playing at Eden Gardens as well, because we have an exhibition match where the lawyers and the judges of the High Court play, and that is held at the Eden Gardens. So by God's grace, and by the virtue of my seniors, by the help of my seniors, I have fulfilled that dream as well, of playing at the Eden
Right.
Gardens, which is actually the mecca of cricket.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. In between, Shivashish, when we were discussing so many things, so many interesting aspects, so many beautiful stories of your life, of your cricketing career, uh, I can find a lot of our audiences, a lot of individuals who were watching you in action,
Yeah.
in camera, in front of the camera, not in the nets, or not on the pitch, not on the 22 years. They are. They have already become your fan. Now I can just read out some of the comments already have come through. Aman Arif Ansari, he has said, we are proud to have a professor who is active in every field, whether it is education, sports, cultural activities, or any other things. Debanjan Das, he has said, proud to be your student, Sir Shivashish Banerjee. And then Mohaseta Sharkar, she said, feeling very proud of my professor, my idol. It's very nice to see that our professor has once core knowledge uh, in very every field. Proud to be your student, sir.
Yeah,
Devjani
yeah.
Banerjee. Devjani Banerjee.
That's my mom.
She has. Oh, okay, okay.
She's
Uh,
also watching.
ma'am, we are proud to have you on board as well. My pranam to you as well. Yeah. Um, Shantanu Das also has commented and felt proud of about you. Then
Yes,
Shreyoshiko, so proud, sir. So a lot of people have already. Your fan
they are all
following
my
is
students actually. Yeah.
increasing. Oh,
So
they're all
I
your
I
students.
teach.
Great.
Yeah, I am a guest lecturer in Surendranath Law College. So they are all my students.
Lovely, lovely, lovely to know. Shibashish, I would request you to, extend some message to the budding cricketers who are, trying out their cricketing career. For them, for their parents. If you have some message to them, how they can grow up as a sports personality, if not cricketer.
Look, what I have always felt is, cricket is always right now. It is a very good prospect with IPL and various leagues coming up, and with the amount of money and given to the cricketing infrastructure. I think cricket is a very good thing if you can actually start it from an early level. But since I am involved with a few clubs, I have seen how young players, especially the juniors, how they are forced by their parents to actually involve themselves more in studies than in cricket. They are not brought to the practice sessions due to exams, due to school work, homework, and everything. They would always excuse themselves from playing matches because they fear that if my son or the daughter gets injured, then she might not be able to study or go to school, which will be a problem. I think this is a major problem that the youngsters in our country are facing right now in their building stages, because whatever you do, if you do not have your basics right, you cannot prosper. So during that time when you actually need to start, learn cricket, that basic stage, if you do not give time to it, if you do not properly do it, then I think it is just a waste of time. You cannot just come in at the age of 20, 21, start playing cricket and expect yourself to be playing in the Ranji team or in the Indian team. If you want to reach that level, you have to have the dedication. If you will have to practice that well, and you will have to expose yourself to every possibilities. And but at the same time, I feel education is also important. uh, uh, but nowadays I have seen how the schools are also in helping out students to play cricket and any other sport if they want. So you need to strike a balance, and in the beginning stages it is for the parents to understand how to balance that. They will have to manage it. You cannot just pressurize your son and daughter to do anything you want. You will have to give it time. You will have to make them understand that both are important. Only cricket and no education would give you no result, because at the end of the day, education is also important. You need to stand, as I have done. I have completed my education, and with that I have also carried on my cricket. If I have to do my cricket, I take cricket as my career, then I have to give less time to education and more to cricket. But I have to give time to education. Education is, you have to have a degree. You see big cricketers, you see Saurav, you see Sachin, you see Anil Kumble, you see Rahul Dravid, all were good in their education. They have completed their education and then come into cricket. Side by side they have done both of the things. So I think both of them are important. And uh, for me, I have seen cricketers who travel a lot. In my camp or my tent, I have seen people traveling from the districts, waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning and coming in, joining practice at 7 a.m. I think it is high time that the government and the sports authorities started developing, proper infrastructure for the basic level or the ground level of the cricket in our country. Because if the ground level is not sound, if it is not well developed, then I think cricket will never, it will be only a thing for the rich. The cricket will only be left for the rich, because the people who are coming from districts, who do not have that capacity, to afford a car or stay in the city. I think if it is not there, the proper infrastructure is not there in the districts as well, then I think it is very difficult to have good cricketers coming out. Because you see, most of the cricketers that come are from the districts. Very few are from, the big cities. Mostly they come from districts, they stay in the cities in some mess or something, or in hostels, and they practice their cricket, which is actually very difficult for others. That is why many cricketers, lose their path, at the middle stage. They cannot carry their cricketing life forward. I've seen many cricketers do that, and like good cricketers actually, leave the path in the middle and go away, for the sake of their family, for earning money, everything like that. There are many things like that. So I think it is very essential for the government to look into this, the cricketing boards, the people who are associated with sports, to actually start developing cricketing centers in the districts as well, so that people can train over there and they do not have to come to the cities and travel a lot. I think that is the basic thing that is important.
Yeah, Shivashish, I've taken 2 points, very important 2 points in my note. Like you just said, education is a priority, and then should come the sports for anybody, for any young individual. That is, while that is very true. I also have the same opinion, because in India, sports is not very certain to take up, as a career option.
Exactly.
It can happen, it cannot happen, but if you do studies seriously, you can achieve success at a certain point. But then we always have to encourage sports, so that people, more and more people come up and join sports as a career option. Now, uh, another point you very categorically mentioned, like because of the pressure of studies in schools, and also there are a lot of pressure in terms of examinations. uh, the parents are getting scared in bringing them back to the coaching front every on a regular basis. So, do you think that it is a psychological balance and psychological mental health one should develop before taking their kids to the ground for practice, or developing them as a professional sports person? Because there is no such steady option in India, mental
Yes,
health to
actually,
develop,
if you think
which is
from the
there
parents'
in the
point of view.
yeah,
Yes, yes. Actually, if you take it from the parents' point of view, I don't blame them fully as well, because they're always
absolutely,
worried about their
absolutely.
children, and they know that if with cricket or football they do not have a certain future, and if they do
Correct.
not study properly, they may not be able to stand on their own feet after a certain age of point of time. So unlike in the Western countries, where for example England, where you have institutions which are
It is
established by
within
the
the
clubs.
curriculum.
Yes, and it is established by clubs only. For example, I would give an example of football. You see, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, all these big clubs have educational institutions where most of the time they give priority to football. Along with football, they would give you education as well. I think that
Correct.
is the need of the hour in India, because in a country like India, where you have so much of people, so much of youth actually who are interested in sports, if we can develop institutions or schools where these type of education policies or these type of facilities are given to students, I think that will be the biggest achievement in the sports field, in the sports world, because this is the type of education that people who are actually interested in sports would need, where you will be given education on the basic chapters, like we do history, geography, math, science, everything. And also up with that, you will be given training on your sports, a sports academy
That's true.
along with educational institution. That is what we need now. That is the
Correct.
need of the hour. So
Correct. Correct.
if we will have that, then there will be a balance between studies and sports, and the parents will also will not be worried about the children, that that at the end of 10 or 12 years, my child can actually go on to college with a proper degree, and by that time my child is a professional cricketer or footballer. So both of them, there is a balance between it.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
that is how it should work. For example, now we are having Jindal and everyone I think Mr. Bajaj was also here a few days back in
Correct.
this session. So, like
Right.
Mr. Bajaj has set up the Minerva Academy, where students are actually given training on football, and I think there is study, prospect for
They're
studies as
providing
well.
study for,
But
yeah,
yes, study
absolutely.
facilities as well. So that is the type of academies we need in India, where actually students who
True.
are interested in sports can actually go and study as well as, and that is how you can actually get students interested in studies as well, because if where the students can see that yes, I'm studying all the day, I can play as well, because only study and no play would make any child a dull person. And especially
True.
nowadays where people are always into mobile and everything, I think going out in the field and playing out in the field, that is what is the need of the hour.
Yeah. So, Shivashish, one of our friends, Ranjana, is already watching you live, and she is enjoying a lot about your personal experience of the cricketing world through your own mouth. And another guy, Shonok had the question which you have just analyzed and answered back. So I think Shonok,
Yes,
you have already got your answer. Uh, no, we the this I'm sure this discussion and session can go a long way, but
yes.
I mean, yeah, Sivashish, thank you so much for the time you have already spent with us on behalf of
Thank you
Infinity
so much.
Sports. It's a pleasure having you on board, spending time with you on this chat session. It's a real pleasure to have this discussion, and I sincerely believe that in going ahead, you will be with us with our different activities. Shubhashish will get you on board, and in different activities, will get your support in every possible
Sure,
way. So,
sure.
so
Thank
stay in
you.
touch, and I wish you all the best for your all future endeavors.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
have
much.
a
All the
good
best to
time.
you too, and all the best to Infinite Sports. They're doing a marvelous job, and I hope that with this enthusiastic approach to everything, Infinite Sports will reach new heights very soon. And I assure that I would give every possible help and support to Infinity Sports in the coming days to come. The days to come.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lots of love.
Thank you. Stay safe. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.